As the days go by since 50-year-old Stephanie Hollingsworth disappeared, her brother says they know time is not on their side. How are you guys feeling?
Hopeful. We just want to find something,
Chad Chitwood says they're working to get drones involved in the search as they mark their 9th day in a command post outside the Walmart on Goldenrod Road. That's where she was last seen, September 25th.
We're going through all the right motions to, try to get that next clue, that next crumb, something to help.
Belle Isle police say as of Wednesday morning, they've received roughly 60 tips about the missing mother of 3. Here's what they'll share with us. Surveillance video showing Hollingsworth at that Walmart where they say she bought a bottle of vodka. A description of her car, a 2000 champagne-colored Chevy Tahoe. Once she left the Walmart in that car, they're not sure where she went.
She did leave northbound in the parking lot, but at that point, we didn't have surveillance camera beyond that. We are looking at every camera, every bit of surveillance, every bit of technology, looking for that car.
Belle Isle police say Orlando police and Edgewater police, as well as the sheriff's office and FDLE, are all helping them in this search. Hadass Brown reporting, WESH 2 News.
All right, so take a look at your screen here. Here's another picture of Hollingsworth. She stands about 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighs around 115 pounds. She was last seen driving a champagne-color Chevy Tahoe with the Florida tag Y50XUR.
How we doing, friends? Yeah, so I went live earlier today, very early for me. I believe it was before noon, but I wanted to do a follow-up. I'm basically going to cover the same stuff. I'm going to do it with a little bit more detail, though. We did a little bit more research. That girl has been fantastic in helping me doing that. So thank you. And she did a little digging. But I mean, some of you are probably not going to be real satisfied with what I have to say about it. But at the same time, I'll get into that and I'll explain it. But let me say hello to everybody real quick, because I wanted to go live again for my night owls, for my PM crowd, and also I'm going to be very, very busy the rest of this weekend. So I probably won't be able to go live again until next week, but hopefully there will be something else happening as far as me covering this, and I'm hoping that's going to work out. I believe it will. So that's in the works as well, but I definitely plan on going over this and following this as extensively as I can, and honestly, with the hopes that a happy ending comes out of it. So that girl, thank you for everything today. Renee, it's good to see you. Lufa, Rosalind, such and such, TCH. All right, there's just a few of you tonight. That's okay. That's good. That's fine. Lineo Z, Kimberly Buick, Lynn. Okay. Yeah, man, it's good to see again. It's good to see my PM people. Right on. And I wanted to basically just kind of refresh what was going on today. So you have Stephanie Hollingsworth, who went missing on the 25th, and her family believes that she left their home at around 1 or 1:30 p.m. At that time, around that time, but based on these next things, where I believe that they pretty much kind of figured that time out as far as her leaving the house. So as far as the no, I'm not going to start over. I mean, I'm at the beginning right here. That's basically all it is. So her family believes she has 3 sons. Believe their ages are 15, 17, and 21. And she has a husband. His name is Scott. And I will go over some of that stuff that I went over earlier today. The thing about this case is she was caught on camera. She made a withdrawal of $20 at an ATM nearby. And when she left the house, she took her wallet, obviously her keys and with the truck. And I'll go over the details of the truck. Actually, I'm going to go over a lot of details on the truck in just a few. But she left the house, took her wallet, took her keys, but left her cell phone behind, took her purse. And, in the footage, you could see that she's kind of wearing around the house clothes, but you can go out in pretty much. And yes, before I continue, that girl she just dropped a link in the chat. I started a Stephanie Hollingsworth group on Facebook, and please join. I would like you to join. And this is going to be basically just to share information. I want to be very clear that I don't want gossip. Please try to refrain from posting rumors. Right now, it's very, very, very liberal in the sense that you can pretty much anybody can join. There's no real screening process. I'm not asking anybody questions. I just expect everybody to go in there and just try to use your common sense and be mindful of everyone else and the purpose of the group. And I want to go ahead and say that I want to thank Annie from 10 to Life. She was kind enough to post the group link on her page. So the purpose of this group is not necessarily so much to theorize. That's fine. Because there's a little bit of information, but just enough for a lot of theories. So, but I'm hoping at this stage we can keep those theories very productive and try to make sure that whatever we do in this group is productive towards locating Stephanie. So I went over a lot this morning, and I speculated because I had just, when I went live this morning, I had just saw the post and saw an article about it and read it. Like, how when you're laying in bed, right? You're just laying in bed and you just woke up and you're just kind of going through your phone and you're going through Facebook and you post a couple of things and blah, blah, blah. And somebody posted this article in my personal news feed, and I clicked on it and I read it. And as soon as that happened, I sent the link to Annie, and then I went live. So it was just as new to me pretty much as it was to any of you that got to listen to it this morning. And this one, it's hitting home, but it's hitting home in the sense that it's just all too familiar. We just keep seeing this same thing happen, except this time it's in Florida. And I don't understand this, you know, and this thing, I really want to focus on it because I don't want this to be dismissed because of the next fact that I'm about to get to is when she left the house, she went to the ATM, she pulled $20 out of the ATM, and then her next destination or her next place that she ended up at was a Walmart. At least that's what we think, based on the surveillance footage. And she was caught on camera in the Walmart buying a bottle of vodka. And I want to add that this is in the Orlando area, and there is a command station for locating Stephanie at that Walmart in the parking lot. And so she was also seen leaving on surveillance, leaving the parking lot and heading northbound on the main street that was there. There's a lot of speculation right now. There's a lot of speculation. And right now, the speculation, the most popular one right now, believe it or not, and I'm actually kind of grateful for it, is that she took off. But I'm having a problem with that. I'm not seeing someone take off with $20 and a bottle of vodka. We've got to keep in mind, people, this woman is 50 years old, going on 51 soon, and she has been married for 25 years to the father of her 3 sons, who she has spent the last 15 years at home raising, and she just got a position as a yoga instructor, which, according to her family, she was very, very excited about. So I'm not seeing the running away thing. I'm gonna be honest, I'm usually a lot more optimistic than this, but and I feel okay saying it because her husband Scott had already said it. He suspects foul play. He suspects something had to happen to her because there's no reason, according to him, that she would ever just up and leave. And it doesn't make sense how she did it, if she did. So I'm having a real hard time with that idea, and I'm going to have to go with Scott and his instincts. And out of respect for him, that's why I'm okay with saying this too. Normally, again, I'm more optimistic, but and I'm not ready to look at him as someone who, now obviously, based on statistics, this is clearly a possibility. But the thing is you guys know how I feel about that. I've gotten loud on this channel about that. And I don't like to go and throw stones at somebody and start framing them into a type of person that is capable of destroying his family in this way. I would prefer to give him the benefit of the doubt. And he has clearly given enough information, in my personal opinion, to have earned the benefit of the doubt, besides just the mere fact that he has a right to the benefit of the doubt, being a loving husband and a loving father. We all know how easy divorce happens, and I believe that statistic is basically 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So I'm getting the impression that this family did everything that they could to stay together. So right now I'm in a place where I just want to help put the word out there in any way that I can so that this family can get hopefully positive closure out of all of this. So now the vodka, okay? Scott has been open about the, well, according to him, he's been very candid in saying that she's recently escalated in drinking. She's always had a thing with drinking, and lately it's been escalating, along with the fact that she has depression and anxiety. Now, with the depression and anxiety, as I stated earlier today, the depression and anxiety on top of a heavy drinking problem, especially hard stuff like vodka, I'm no stranger to that, and it can be very destructive if you allow it to. And even if you don't allow it to, your judgment is definitely impaired. It's safe to assume that your judgment will be impaired. So is it possible that an accident took place? Very, very. Somebody, when I was talking about, let me go ahead and I'm going to share this screen. The thing is, what's bugging me about this right now is they cannot find the truck. And, that's, that's a big vehicle there. So we've got this 2000 champagne colored Chevy Tahoe. Okay. It is a 4-door large SUV with the license plate Y50XUR. And it has tinted windows, rain guards over the windows. Dark frame gives a seamless window look. There's like a frame going from the back windshield connecting the back window, which gives it the look that it's all one piece. There are chrome and black bumpers. The rims are not factory rims. They are upgraded rims. They're not stock. The door handles match the champagne paint. And there is a black step in order to get into the vehicle. And the door bump guard matches champagne color. So there's a door bump guard going across the side of the truck, and it is the same color as the rest of the paint job. And it clearly says here in this post, look for a license plate, but also look for vehicle because license could have been swapped out. Now that is in the event of many different things. That's in the event of if she was carjacked, somebody stole it. That's in the event of she actually did run away and she switched out the tags to switch out the vehicle. There's all kinds of different possibilities as to why the tag would be switched out. And that's a good point there, Renee. Now that word is out more, hopefully truck shows up or it's underwater. Now, somebody in the comments here mentioned or asked if there were a lot of bodies of water. And I'm here to tell you, as a Floridian myself, there are plenty of bodies of water around Florida. I used to live in a town called Miami Lakes, and the reason why it was called Miami Lakes was because there was a lot of lakes around. So there's a lot of possibilities here, and this is what makes it so frustrating. And it doesn't seem like that intriguing of the story until you start thinking of all the different possibilities and the likelihood that something terrible happened tends to it tends to kind of overpower everything else. And yes, the Everglades are not far from Orlando. So there's a lot of possibilities here. We're talking about a very, very attractive woman, and she had problems, but seemed to have a very happy life. And I'm not ready. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go over this real quick too. We did a little digging today, and where do you dig? Where do you dig in situations like this? Well, you dig on social media. You dig on Scott's social media as much as you can, and you dig on Stephanie's social media as much as you can. And it seems that they've been on Facebook for a long time. And it seems like lately, actually for quite a while, they have not been very active on social media. And I know Scott has family listed on his social media, but one thing that that girl came up with was that he didn't seem to have anything listed where he was married to Stephanie, and Stephanie didn't have anything either, a marital status. So, but there are definitely posts. There's family posts where, hold on, she is somewhat active. He is not. Okay, so he's just not the social media type. Now, here's the thing is, some of you may be asking, well, why, did he just all of a sudden stop posting stuff? No, this guy didn't post anything. And I'm pretty sure that even the older stuff that he has, I correct me if I'm wrong, that girl, but could it be that even the stuff that is posted on his page be just stuff that he was tagged in by Stephanie or someone else? Yeah, and that's the thing is his Facebook is open, and it's open according to him for the purpose of helping find Stephanie. Anybody who's willing to find her, visit his Facebook page for any information that he is capable of giving. But he seems to be a very, very private guy, at least social media wise. And here's the thing, man. I think that any husband in a scenario like this, the last thing they should be doing is blasting social media. I can't disagree with this person's actions at the moment and how they're handling this. And it's very, very, we're 2 weeks in, but there's obviously searches happening. Her brother, Chad, is very, very involved, and if not involved in coordinating everything. And you heard him in the clip at the beginning of all this saying that, anything, they're looking for a crumb that they could just follow to another trail of crumbs that's going to lead to some sort of answer. And they have no idea. It's been 2 weeks. They have no idea where Stephanie is. They don't even have even a remote idea of where she could be. and this truck is gone, and it's been gone for 2 weeks. So yeah, there's bodies of water around there, but the thing is that these bodies of water, at least around the area where I grew up, these bodies of water were man-made. So there's, and there's a lot of residents around these bodies of water, whether they be canals or whether they be lakes. And somebody would have heard a splash or something, maybe. I don't know. Again, I'm thinking out loud here. Obviously we're not going to rule out anything because we don't know enough, but it could be a privacy setting. You're right, Molly Madison. As far as the relationship status on their Facebook, could just be a privacy setting. But Renee, I am concerned about her mental state as well. I'm definitely concerned about that. But, I'm not ready to start leaning towards her harming herself in any way. Scott doesn't feel like that's something that she would have done because, well, he said she wouldn't just take off. I would assume that she wouldn't hurt herself is right there along with not taking off. So I don't think that he believes that that would be the case, even though he did say and confirm that she struggles with depression and anxiety and has been struggling with it a lot lately, and has been and her drinking has escalated lately. So this is all pretty troubling. All of this is pretty troubling. But I want to go back real quick and share this number. You want to call the Belle Isle Police Department if you have any information. And it says here there's a $5,000 reward, but as of today, that reward has gone up to $10,000. So you want to call the Belle Isle Police at 407-240-2473. Again, that's the Belle Isle Police Department at 407-240-2473. So this disappearance is very, very mysterious, and she has a family at home that loves her and misses her a lot, and is very, very scared. And I think that it's real important right now that we try to stay positive, and hope that there's some explanation as to where she has gone. I definitely went over a couple of things. This person, Stephanie, she was very, very active at church, and she was very, very involved with her sons, and there would be a lot of people that she would be leaving behind if she were to harm herself. And the way that she's described by loved ones is not the type of person that would be that careless with her loved ones' feelings, as it were. So thank you, Rosalind. Rosalind says there's a lot of lakes around there, and that does not surprise me in the slightest bit. And yes, Lynn, she is a yoga instructor. So, but the thing is, I mean, what happened to this person? What happened to this woman? Right now, I can only imagine what her family is going through. Right now, I can only, you're looking at her brother Chad earlier in that clip that I played, and you can tell this guy has just been bawling his eyes out. His eyes were red and wet, shut, and he was just anything anything is helpful. He's desperate for any information on where his sister is. And she's got 3 sons. 21-year-old son. And here's the thing, man. I do want people to join my group. I just don't want the focus to be, now, if you have something substantial, by all means, share it. Please. By all means, share what you put something together, share it. Sure, we can speculate. But the thing is I don't want to hear rumors, man. I don't want to hear gossip. And I don't want to hear anything about their personal lives that does not serve to be relevant to her location. So I want to be abundantly clear about that, but I do want people to join the group, and I do want people to brainstorm, and I do want people to discuss. But I'm really hoping this will be a productive group. This is not a true crime group. You guys know how I feel about true crime groups, man. I'm very unlikely to join one, much less start one. So this is not a true crime group. This is a missing persons group. The idea here is to brainstorm ideas. It's okay to sleuth, just it's for a good thing here. And we have to keep in mind that we don't know whether or not a crime has taken place here yet. So I want us to be able to use this community in a very positive manner, and hopefully share information and share ideas, and hopefully get the word out that this woman is very, very loved and very missed, and people want her back in their lives. It's possible she used the Walmart ATM. I don't know. I don't know what ATM she used just yet. Thank you, Bandy Bella. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely a curious situation. Most definitely. I had a feeling about this one, and I really wanted to spread some awareness if I could. I don't know. I mean, obviously the local police are working diligently, and there was even someone, I believe, that that was trying to coordinate a horseback search of the area as well. Because apparently there are some rural kind of areas around there. I mean, it's Central Florida, so there's definitely some outskirts. Now, such and such, even for a short trip, vodka run, And that was it. Something is weird about her not taking her phone with her. Well, according to Scott, her husband, he says that it's not an uncommon thing for her, that's something that she does. I dated a girl, awesome girl, but the problem with her, the only thing with her was that she always forgot stuff, things that I felt were important, and and she would lose things, like it would take us 20 minutes just to get out the door because we'd have to be looking for either her keys or her wallet or her phone. And it was most of the time her phone. She went through God knows how many phones because she left it sitting on a bar. This this was real street smart girl, real street smart girl. And she went through like 5 cell phones in like 6 months. I mean, so not only is it not uncommon, even people who are glued to their phone. I mean, if you're drinking vodka on a heavy basis, you could leave your phone somewhere. You leave your phone behind. But as I was talking about earlier today, I want to know what's in that phone. I want to know if she spoke with anybody. I want to know if she went to go meet somebody, because that's a theory I don't like to play with, but I it'd be unrealistic not to explore that. Because again, they went from having a certain amount of activity on their social media, Scott and Stephanie, but after, as of a few years now, there hasn't been any activity. Not on his, at least. I mean, it's possible people 25 years married, 3 kids later, 3 teenagers, 1 adult, 2 teenagers, 1 adult later, they started feeling like they got to do their own thing. Right? I mean, that's not uncommon. And that's the thing, is that being an idea, that being a possibility, that Stephanie, feeling like she's taking good care of herself, feeling like she's, probably at a certain prime in her life to a certain degree, probably is maybe, I don't know, but maybe having trouble feeling loved in her marriage. I mean, how often does that happen? It happens quite a bit, does it not? Where a couple that's been married so long and had to deal with life as partners kind of grow apart from each other romantically. And a woman her age who takes as good care of herself as she does, and you could tell she's had some work done on her face. She wants to be beautiful. Her appearance is very, very important to her. She wants to feel sexy, right? Now, am I being disrespectful by saying that? I mean, I'm getting that vibe from her that she wants to feel sexy. I'm not saying that it's for anyone in particular. It's possible, and it's more than likely it was for her husband. But it's quite possible that Scott's a busy guy, being a contractor, comes home, he's tired. Men and women, they don't usually age the same when it comes to the romance and the physical stuff, right? They don't always vibe after so many years together. Doesn't mean they hate each other. In fact, a lot of times it means they absolutely, totally love each other. They're just not feeling that connection, that electricity between the two of them anymore. And it's quite possible that somebody gave her the attention that she was looking for. It's quite possible that someone made her feel beautiful. Someone came along and made her feel very sexy. It's quite possible. And it's quite possible that she went to go meet someone with $20 cash on her and a bottle of vodka. Because let me tell you something. That bottle of vodka was about to get drank. Now, that's a question of how many heads were going to partake in that bottle of vodka. Let's see here. No, man. Maybe drank while driving and into a body of water. We looked at a map, many bodies of water, maybe even checked into a rehab. People do drink on the way to rehab, just scenarios. Well, she's not going to go into rehab without contacting someone in her family. Not of a family as close as they are supposedly. Okay. People I know think she committed suicide. I am local. I have no doubt that there's a lot of people in this chat right now that think that she committed suicide. And I'm not dismissing that as a possibility. Most definitely not. In fact, there's even somewhat of a likelihood to it, considering these things that we know that she. I mean, and who knows, man? I mean, if she was struggling with depression and anxiety, there's a good chance she was on medication for that. And if she's mixing that medication with alcohol, a lot of things could have happened. And I mean, you're only speculating here, because here's the thing. Here's why this is okay for you to say this in the chat, as told by the Theolan book reviews. Here's why this is okay, is because regardless of what happened to her, that is not going to falter the efforts of those that are out looking for her. So I think it's okay for you to voice what your opinions are, because every possibility counts. If she did hurt herself in some way, obviously you're going to look for the truck in a body of water. You're going to look for the truck parked in the outskirts or in some brush somewhere. There's who knows, but you're going to look everywhere when you've got nothing but possibilities and that type of information on someone. You're going to entertain every single possibility. No, I realize you're not leaning towards towards suicide. Okay, so you're saying you do not lean towards suicide. You're correcting yourself now because of the truck being missing, unless it is in a body of water. Right. That's what I'm thinking, because I don't see, unless she, I could see someone who, who's so depressed yet feel so much empathy and love for their loved ones that they would not want to be found. But I don't see them not leaving a note. I don't see them somehow Um, I just, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, you know. If somebody was just trying to disappear as they committed suicide, well, they, I don't think that they would leave their family worrying without any closure whatsoever. I don't think they would purposely do that. I mean, that's cruel. That's just cruel. And she is not described as this type of person by anyone that knows her and loves her. Right. That's right. That's what I've been saying since I went live about that this morning. About this morning is, why haven't they found the car? Where's the car? That's an interesting observation there, that girl. Most women are vain and statistically would not commit suicide in a way that they would not still be viewable. Just a stat from your friendly mortician. Very interesting. And I think it's safe to say that Stephanie is a little vain. She has a little bit of that vanity in her, at least. Someone who is 50 years old takes as much care of herself as she does, and also gets work done when she can. She's trying to maintain that youth. She's trying to hold on to that. That's what I'm getting out of her. And right. I mean, yeah, I don't see, right. I just don't see her finding a very obscure spot to purposely take pills, drink it down with vodka, and then expire without letting someone know, without leaving some sort of note. Without providing some sort of closure. I don't think, that's almost sadistic to deliberately leave your family wondering what happened to you. That's exactly what I'm saying, Claire. That's absolutely true. Anything is possible when it comes to suicide. It's true. But usually people who are very empathetic and close to their families would generally leave a note or something. And here's the thing. I mean, you're going to tell me that, well, never mind. But the phone still bothers me. The phone being left behind. I think I feel like she would have left something in that phone. If she deliberately hurt herself and left the house to do it. Now, if she does that, but deliberately leaves her phone behind because she has no need for it anymore, I feel like she would have left something in there for her family to find, and we would have heard about it by now, 2 weeks later. And that's very possible as well, Danger Mouse. Thank you for that comment. Maybe there is a note that they have not found yet. That's absolutely, totally possible. Maybe she did not want anyone to think she was weak. I don't know, just perplexed. Okay, so this person who claims to be local says that they live in a dangerous part of town. And that's the thing about Florida, man, at least when I don't know how it is in northern Florida or central Florida, but in South Florida, I mean, you could have a really super upper middle class neighborhood, and then an overpass separating that from a total ghetto. So that's that's just how that is in South Florida anyway. And you live 1 block from Steph. Okay. So, and that's the thing. So, okay, would you say their home actually, would you be willing to come on panel with me? You don't have to turn on your camera. But Theolin, but I will drop you a link in the chat if you would like to come up and kind of describe the area a little bit. I don't want you to give any personal information about them at all. I would not want that. That's not where we're at. Just I want to get an idea of what the area is like. Okay, so all right, but I appreciate it anyway for you considering it. But I'm curious as to I just want to get an idea. Would you say that they lived in sure, whatever. Would you say that they lived in what type of class in society would you say that development that they live in is it a nice house? Is it an apartment? Shitty apartment complex? Is it townhouse? Duplex? Would you say that there's a middle class income, upper middle class income, lower middle class income? Okay, so upper middle class. So Monet is the street that they live on, and upper middle class, you'd say, is definitely how you would describe it. Because again, I mean, first of all, plastic surgery is not cheap. It's not. And I hate to do this, but I okay, sells about 400K. So that's a nice house. It's definitely a nice house. And again, this is not the focus that I want this to be on, but we also have to consider whether or not she had a life insurance policy. But I would assume that that's provided to you by your job. It's not, right? Not life insurance. No, Stephanie Farrell, don't pressure anyone to come on here if they don't want to come on here. You're good, feeling. You're good. Don't worry about that. Does anybody else want to come up here? Share some ideas? Yeah, everybody in this chat except for my regulars are some fucking random. And even then, they're pretty much some fucking random because I've never met anybody on here. So they could say anything they want. Worst case scenario, I'll boot them off. So I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. I'm gonna see if anybody wants to come up and discuss their thoughts on this. I mean, but like you can't talk while you're smoking a joint. What are you, fucking amateurs? What are you, in middle school? Who can't talk while they're smoking a joint or hitting a bowl? And you're having a couple shots. Okay, yeah. Take it from me. It's probably best not to go live when you're drinking. How am I the asshole? Oh, did I? I mean, so is there anything else that I didn't go over? Went over all the details on the vehicle. Oh, Stephanie Farrell, everything's cool, man. Everything's cool. There's no need to take nothing personal up in this chat, y'all. We're just talking here. We're just talking. But I would really, really appreciate it if people did join that group that that girl just dropped the link for. That coffee is cold. Well, how populated is it? Would you say it's very suburban? Would you say that there are neighborhoods that are would you say that it's condensed as far as residential wise, or is it spaced out as far as the residents go? Is there a good amount of space between the homes and between the neighborhoods? Well, goddamn, man, everybody in my chat is getting turned. Like, what the fuck? Wait, what? Okay, that's interesting right there. Now, Kaylee Anthony was found like not even a mile from the house and right off the road. I mean, there was brushes and woods, but Kaylee Anthony was found like right off and they took forever to search. It took like a while to find her. I don't remember exactly how long. It's been a while since I looked at that case, but yeah, it was like right there. So you guys are in the same. I didn't even put that together. You guys are in the same area but you're like in the exact same area as Casey Anthony and Kaylee Anthony. Holy shit. That's crazy. Hey, Marissa Anderson. Okay. Yeah, please do explain. No, I mean, I have not heard any info on the search yet. The only thing that's come out new is they upped the reward from $5,000 to $10,000 now. They doubled it. And that's also an indication to me that there's not a ridiculous amount of money there. There seems to be whatever they could come up with. The most that they could come up with was $10,000, as opposed to, and I hate to do this, but Barry Morphews, I think, has went up to $200,000, the reward. So, you know, maybe, they've got that, but that indicates to me is that $10,000 seems to be a very fair amount, and whatever could be come up with in order to get any information that leads to finding Stephanie. Okay, so you're saying here, I live by Steph off Conway, where Steph is missing is near Kaylee area. That is moving up towards that area. Okay. So she drove away from, that's interesting too. So her driving northbound was the opposite direction of the home. That's a very, very interesting detail, because obviously she was going for another spot. Now, coming out of that shopping center, this was a thing in Florida. Could you tell me if coming out of that shopping center, is it one of those where you can only make a right and then have to make your next U-turn left to go the direction that you want to go? Because there's no light. Is that one of those things? Because I know there's a lot of shopping centers in South Florida that were like that. So could it be, but I mean, she never made that U-turn, if that's the case. Or did anyone see it if she did make that U-turn? I'd like to eliminate that if possible. Not necessarily. If she was drinking a lot, Lynn, if she was drinking a lot, she could have been drinking at home. I know when I drank a lot, I always drank at home. I'm not trying to go out and spend money. My days of that were way over, going out to the bar and spending money. And even then, I went to the bars where my friends were bartenders, and I didn't have to pay for my drinks. It was just cheaper to get booze and take it home. Okay, so I don't know. She would have had to hit Lee Vista to come back home, according to where she was spotted. All right, do we want to... Okay. I'm going to just settle this right now. Okay. All right. What's that address for that Walmart again? I'd like to know. Somebody share in the chat the address for that Walmart. I'm about to type this bitch into Google Earth, and then we're going to look at that damn street if we can. But for some reason, Google Earth is not launching. Okay, it's loading. Okay, cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to check that out. This is a bad idea. This is pre-workout from earlier, and I'm just thirsty. I'm never going to bed. All right, so we've got 5991 South Goldenrod Road. Oh. This is awkward. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry, I got to share it now. All right. Getting a little visual of this. And I am going to enhance it as much as I can. And I want to see the streets. See that exit right here? So this is the Walmart, and this looks like the exit to that road. So, but it doesn't look like there's like a median in the street. So I'm thinking that she left down this road right here. I suck at this. I'm sorry. But no, there's nothing separating the street. Like these arrows are painted onto the road. So hold on. The image is still enhancing a bit, but it's taking a little longer than. So yeah, it looks like she could have made a left right here. Is that what that street is? So what she did was, yeah, that's north. So what she did, she went this way and she just kept going. She could have made a left out there. And then there's another, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, maybe. Because right here, there's another way to get in and out of there. So that's interesting right here. So this little intersection right here could be where she exited from. And if she's pulling out right here, right? I mean, yeah, she could have made a left. She could have made a left and just gone right down this way. But instead, she made a right, went down this way. And here there is a median. But if she was going down, what if the main road, maybe this is the main road actually, because that's just all leading towards. So I'm thinking maybe this is the main road right over here. And if she made a right out of here, went this way, I mean, she could have made a left here. I think she could have actually made a left here. There's a street light here. There's street lights here. She could have totally made a left. There's left turning lanes right here. I wonder if there are cameras in these lights. So yeah, I'm coming to the conclusion, people. I'm coming to the conclusion, and I'm sorry about the focus on this thing, but I'm coming to the conclusion that she left the house, or she left Walmart going the opposite direction of where of her home, and that just tells me that she had another destination that she was heading towards. So where was she going? That's what I want to know. Where was she going? Was she going to meet someone? It is not, I mean, that would be so sad, man. That would be so sad if she was going to meet someone. But I mean, if she was going to meet someone, there's got to be something in that phone. There's got to be something in that phone. I'm sure Scott is cooperating to the point to where if they want to go into the phone, find out if there's anything that's been deleted, anything like that, anything that leads to her whereabouts or could lead to her whereabouts, or any information that could tell us anything that could have happened to her. I'm sure that he would cooperate with that. Why wouldn't he? If her phone is there, right? And let's keep in mind, people, those of you that are thinking that he's guilty in some way, you got to be pretty stupid to give law enforcement her phone that she left behind and say, here, she left this behind. It doesn't make sense that she left her phone behind. Well, he does say that it's common for her to leave her phone behind, but if I were living with somebody and I was trying to get rid of them, I'd get rid of their phone too. I'd totally get rid of their phone. Why wouldn't I do that? Belle Isle is a tiny police department. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the FBI gets involved. It's been known to happen. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised it's taking this long. Layla, that happened in Hollywood, Florida. What was her last name? I can't remember already. I feel like a dick about that. Layla Cavett. The FBI got involved in searching for her. They're still searching for her. Yes, thank you guys. Marissa Anderson and that girl. Right. The FBI, man, should be, by now, 2 weeks later, the FBI should be involved. The FBI should be helping. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised right now that the FBI has not intervened, or maybe we just don't know whether or not they have. But as told by Thielen, uh, as told by Thielen, it's a small police department, and so it doesn't sound like Belle Isles is just too small. Right. So, hey, let people know down there that I'm trying to I'm trying to get people's interest in what's going on here. And I'm trying to make this as public as I possibly can. I've only got 3,000 subscribers. I can only do so much. And right now I've only got 34 people in chat right now. So I want people to join the group, and I want people to share this video in other groups if you can, groups that'll let you. But so is that how it works, Stephanie Furl? Is it, will they only intervene if the search deems necessary to cross the state line? I wonder if that's the case. I wonder if that's the case, because I mean, she was traveling north, right? The only way she goes out of state in Florida is if she goes north. Even if she goes all the way down to the Keys, she's still in Florida. There's no getting out of Florida unless you go north. It's a peninsula, for fuck's sake. So she did head north. So can't rule that out. And she could have made a left at that intersection, man. She could have absolutely made a left at that intersection if her house was that direction. But she didn't. She made a right. So she was definitely going somewhere other than home. And now I'm dying to know where that could have been, with $20 in cash, or at least $20 in cash. Here's the thing. Maybe she had more cash on her, and then she pulled $20 out because she was $20 short for whatever. Took a bottle of vodka with her. Yeah, man. Yeah, anything you can help with, anything that helps us in understanding that area a little better is definitely going to be helpful. See, if you junk a car, though, I wonder if you have to have some sort of registration for it, or if there has to be some legally you have to have some record if you own a junkyard, right? I'm wondering if that's the case. There's got to be a record of whatever they junk, right? So in Georgia, according to Tiffany Jean, you do. I'm guessing Florida's the same way. Why wouldn't Florida be that way? Right, the title, that girl. Why wouldn't it be the title? Exactly. And you got to be the owner of that car. So, right. So right there, I mean, I wonder if the police are looking at junkyards. And yeah, it doesn't mean, and Lynn, that's a good point. It doesn't mean that these junkyards are following the rules either. You know, they could be taken under the table cash. I mean, who's going to go and inspect the junkyard after they crush the car, after they get rid of it? I mean, it's Florida, man. You know, all kinds of shady people in Florida. There's all kinds of shady people everywhere. But I'm wondering, I don't know if she bought a gallon. I just know she bought vodka. Okay, so she allegedly passed the Tire Kingdom on Narcous Road. So how far is Narcous Road? How far is that Tire Kingdom in the opposite direction of where she lives? She could be a high functioning alcoholic. I was a high functioning alcoholic to a certain degree. Not really. I just timed my drinking. Like I drank like not all the time, but every day. And I had to make sure that I wasn't around anyone anymore, that I was off work, you know, and I got off work at like 2 a.m. So I'd have to stop at the liquor store on my way to work, keep the bottle in my bag, and then when I got home, I'd put on a movie and I'd drink as much as a 2-hour movie would allow me to drink before I went to sleep. That's what I did pretty much every night. Can you pull up the Tire King on North Coast? Oh, I already exited out the. Yeah, I'll do that though. Hold on. All right. Earth. Okay. Narcousie. Narcousie is how you say it. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Oh, it still got me on that intersection. Hold on. Tire Kingdom. Let me Google that. Hold on 1 second. So I can get an address. Boom, 7160. Yeah. Boom, right there, baby. Right there. And it's taking us. Boom, boom, boom. Wow. Yeah, that's a good minute from. Yeah. That's a good minute from where she from that Walmart. It's a little bit of a trip. She was going somewhere, man. She was definitely going somewhere. There's that Tire Kingdom. Where's the feature that takes me from? All right. There we go. And it's going to take us right back there. I mean, it's not that far, but it looks to me like she made a right out of this Walmart and then made another right headed towards. That's interesting, man. Yeah, so she had somewhere to go. It wasn't a straight shot. That's a good point too. It's a very good point. Just because her vehicle went down Narcoosee, it needs to be determined that she was not abducted and car being driven by someone else. So that's possible that someone abducted her. Now that's the thing. Now, did anybody? That's another thing I'm curious about. Did anybody actually see her get in her vehicle at the Walmart parking lot, or was it just her getting her driving out and pulling out? Because that footage that we saw was just it was her being able to pull out, or at least the Tahoe pulling out of the parking lot onto the main road. Claire, that's a good point, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. Remember, the windows are tinted, and depending on how fast she was going down there, but how do you recognize that it's her? Unless they caught her on camera or caught the vehicle on camera outside of the Tire Kingdom, or from some camera that was by the Tire Kingdom or at the Tire Kingdom. All right. So, yeah. So actually, we definitely established a little bit tonight, which I did not really expect to do. I really appreciate everybody joining tonight. I'm going to be continuing to talk about this, but the group is up for a reason. So I really want to encourage anybody, even if you watch the replay, click on the link that girl keeps dropping for the group, and make sure to check out the group. And if you take any information that you got out of this, or doing your own sleuthing, please share it in the group, and hopefully you can share anything that you get and share the group anywhere, and hopefully we can get enough attention on this thing to get people to start really talking about it, because it's a really it really bothers me how she just just vanished. And if for God's sake, if something happened to her, if somebody is responsible for something terrible happening to her, I want to see those people brought to justice. I don't care who they are. I want to see them brought to justice, because according to this person who's so kind, thank you, as told by Thielen Book Reviews. Thank you for contributing what you did to, here in the chat. Thank you so much for that. Who lives there in the area and actually knows people who know her. This person is saying very, very kind things. And you heard a rumor. Okay. Remember, guys, that this is hearsay. It's just hearsay, but someone told Thielen that she liked to drink in parking lots. Now, if that's the case, then it seems very, very possible that a person of questionable character, to say the least, took advantage of seeing her sitting in a parking lot. Maybe she passed out in her vehicle and something happened. But we do know that vehicle was seen passing the entire kingdom, which we did not know this morning. So, and that's very, very special thanks to Thielen here, sharing this information and being extremely helpful and contributing to the chat in such a positive way. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the channel, and I hope I can be of more help. And if there's anybody that you know in your hometown that you would like me to give some sort of platform to speak up, I would be more than happy to do that. But guys, I really appreciate you guys logging on. I really appreciate everybody putting their heads together. I really appreciate everybody being respectful of each other. And I really appreciate everybody having this very positive attitude of having the same focus of just trying to get a grasp on what possibly could have happened to Stephanie and where she could possibly be. So, Lufa, no, you can't go missing. We love you too much. Don't do that. Don't ever go missing from this channel. We love you. We love you. But anything, any way that I could possibly help by using this channel, I'm more than happy to do so. So anybody in that town that I can help in any way, shape, or form, please let them know that the door to my channel is open and everyone is welcome. And again, join the group, guys. I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.